Hey, Foodie Gang, the show will be starting soon. So hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video, or follow me on Facebook if you are watching from Facebook. And let's get into it. Hey, Foodie Gang, the show will be starting soon. So hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video, or follow me on Facebook if you are watching from Facebook. And let's get into it. Hey, Foodie Gang, the show will be starting soon. So hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video, or follow me on Facebook if you are watching from Facebook. And let's get into it. Foodie Gang, Gang, Gang. Foodie Gang, Gang, Gang. Foodie Gang, Gang, Gang. Foodie Gang, Gang, Gang. What is going on? What is going on, Foodie Gang Gang? All right, welcome back to the show, you guys. Welcome back to the show. We did do a live stream earlier. We were having a late breakfast, and that video is on my YouTube channel, 907 Good Eats. But before we get started, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Keep the stove warm by sending a super chat with your thoughts, super sticker, or you can hit the Cash app or PayPal. We also on Venmo. Follow me on all my social media platforms. We got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Rumble. I will admit though, I need to get much better at posting on Rumble. But y'all, like I told you guys, it is a lot being a content creator, especially if you want to go to all these different platforms. I went and made all these accounts, and I was like, oh snap! Now I got to manage all this stuff. So we are going to talk about this shrimp again. So, I was just minding my business, eating my food, reading the news, and they have extended the shrimp recall that we were up here talking about a couple of days ago. And this is the first live stream we did on it. Ooh, excuse me. This was the first recall that we did. Walmart just recalled shrimp due to radioactive contamination. This was a couple of days ago, and now more states, California specifically and Florida, have recalled more shrimp, different brands. And on the thumbnail, I included a couple of photos of the different brands that they have now added to the recall. And remember when we did the first live stream, it was only 3 lot numbers. Each product has its own lot number, right? Tell me why they added 13 new lot numbers to the recall list. So, pretty much it sounds like all these brands are using the same shrimp from Indonesia, which has the radioactive contamination. They are claiming that they recalled the shrimp in voluntarily and to be cautious. But the reason why they recalled it, in my opinion, is so they do not face lawsuits. Emperor, what's going on? He said, what up, though? 907 Good Eats and Chat. We are just getting here and we are gonna pull some more grocery stores, some more vendors to the front of the congregation because the shrimp recall has been extended. And honestly, I was reading this article that said the US consumes, I think it's at 1.7 billion pounds of shrimp, and 1.5 of that is imported. Now, the reason why they import shrimp is because the regulations to grow shrimp overseas are much lighter than the regulations that are domestic. And that's what the people from the Gulf was saying in Louisiana. And then Empress said, yeah, I'm just going to have to avoid shrimp for the next 6 months, shaking my damn head. I usually get shrimp for my birthday and New Year's Day. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm kind of feeling the same way too. After the first recall, I was like, okay, I'll still get some shrimp. And I had some fried shrimp like the day after. But then when I saw this information, I think I learned about this today or yesterday. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to stop eating shrimp for a minute. And my cousin made some seafood lasagna and it has some shrimp in it. And I ate it before I knew about the recall. And there's still some leftovers in the fridge. And I was going to heat me up some of that. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of good. You know how it's like, remember when Keith Lee had that sushi and there was something moving in the sushi, like a little parasite or something? I have not eaten sushi since. There are just some things that will happen in real life that will ruin that food for you. And for right now, shrimp, in my opinion, has been kind of ruined for I'm with Emperor. I'm gonna give it 6 months. And I honestly, Emperor and Foodie Gang, I don't think this is the last of this recall. I think that more states are going to be added to this list because now it's Indonesia, but now they're going to start testing the shrimp more. And once they start testing them more, it's over. It's over for everybody. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop eating shrimp. They kind of just turned me off from it. Uh, okay, do y'all want me to play the first video? And you guys, I'm on the road. I'm on the go. I don't have my usual Wi-Fi, so I apologize if the video is gritty or doesn't come through correctly, I'm going to play the first recall video for you guys to refresh your memory in case you missed it. And I used to have a membership, so I didn't experience any commercials. Y'all, I gotta renew my membership, so if the commercials pop up, I'm gonna do what I can to get it out the way. But Chef Big Bang right now down bad. We got commercials up in here. So I'm gonna play the first recall video for y'all just to refresh y'all memory for those of us who may have missed it. There's also some more recalls out on, I think it's Blue Bell ice cream. It's just getting kind of scary out here. But let me hit the button to share the screen. I'm gonna show y'all the first recall that occurred a couple days ago, and I'll get the timestamp on that too. Okay, here we go. This was 5 days ago. I didn't even hit the like button. I done played this video. I done talked about these people. Okay, what I noticed is that when I was watching my content back, the video is low, so I'm going to turn the sound all the way up. Empress said Bluebell always has a recall now. We don't even have it up here. Do they really? I don't really eat that brand ice cream. I more so go for the Ryers, the Tillamook, and Dryers. I don't really do too much Bluebell. I've had it before, but it's not my go-to when I go to ice cream. But they always got recalls. That's a shame. It's starting to look like everywhere got recalls. Let me get this disclaimer up. It's starting to look like everybody got a recall. Like, God. But this is why I say check what y'all eating. And the fact that they have extended this recall is just unfortunate. And it's kind of scary, honestly. All different brands. So it's like, damn, is everybody getting the shrimp from the same place and slapping a new label, a new logo on it? Maybe that's what they always do. Oh, here we go.
Being told to throw it away after shrimp in a shipment was found to be contaminated with radioactive material. Sandy got the details.
Yeah, and George, radioactive material in food doesn't sound good. So we want to say right off the top that so far the FDA says it appears none of the potentially dangerous shrimp actually made it to Walmart stores. However, it was found in a shipment of uncooked frozen shrimp. So the agency is taking the step to recall more of the shrimp brand and warn the public. Now, the radioactive substance that we're talking about is called cesium-137, which is mostly found in places that have had nuclear testing or nuclear accidents. It has a half-life of about 30 years, which means we got a long time to think about it. And the FDA says it has found in a single shipment from a company in Indonesia. The level of radioactivity would not pose in the shrimp itself a health threat. But if you were to eat it repeatedly, repeated exposure to even low doses of cesium-137 could raise cancer risk. Now, Walmart sells the brand of frozen shrimp in 13 states under the brand name, and you can see them in red. Take a screenshot, or you can go to our website, abc.com, and we have these lot numbers for you. These are the numbers to look for. Best by date. Look out for the FDA. It says if you have a package of frozen shrimp with these numbers, throw it out immediately. If you think you may have eaten shrimp or been exposed, talk to your doctor immediately. The FDA says it is investigating the company and testing the products for any other potential problems. In the meantime, all products from that company are banned from entering this country.
That makes a lot of sense.
He said that makes a lot of sense. No, it don't. We turn this down. How does it make a lot of sense when you're saying if you have eaten any shrimp from these places, talk to your doctor, but then at the same time, you also said none of these brands or none of this brand hit the store shelves. Do you guys think America is that illiterate where we can't read between your words? Like, who even wrote the script? Because it just does not make sense. He's saying no shrimp that had radioactive contamination hit the store shelves. But if you consume shrimp from these brands, talk to your doctor. What? What are you even like? How are you okay with saying this statement? Flipper said that's a lie. If it didn't reach the shelves, why you issue a consumer recall? Do you know how much money they are going to lose by recalling that shrimp? Do you really think they wanted to do that voluntarily? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. So that just doesn't make any sense. They apparently think we are very stupid and that we can't read between the lines. And then even the news guy said that makes a lot of sense. I think he was being sarcastic because it makes absolutely no damn sense. And the whole thing is done. Like, why don't y'all just tell the truth? You're doing all this lying. That's not even good lying. Like, we see right through what you're saying. And in fact, that was 5 days ago. Tell me why today they recalled more shrimp. I want everyone who sat up here and lied like that to come back out and say, hey, we lied. Because it sounded like a lie when you said it. You said there's nothing to worry about. They said the doctor during that live stream, I'm not gonna replay that video because we know he's full of lies. He gonna say he gonna say the FDA is doing a great job. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Look, y'all, you can watch mainstream news, but independent YouTubers like me gonna tell you the motherfucking truth. And the truth is, the shrimp is not safe to eat. That's the truth. And Empress and every news outlet are saying the exact same thing. Exactly. So it seems like did somebody send them this script? How are all y'all saying no shrimp was sold that's radioactive, but we're issuing more and more and more recalls? Just tell the truth. The shrimp fucked up. Don't eat the shrimp. We were trying to save so money that we done skimped the budget so much that now humans can't even ingest it. And if you do, go to the doctor. Just tell the truth. Say you was trying to skimp the budget. You fucked around and found out that the seafood ain't it. And like I said, shrimp is expensive. They are not going to recall it. They could have made that. This is a millions and millions of dollars in loss right here. No company is going to risk that amount of money over a fake precaution unless having people consume that shrimp and getting radioactive poisoning or whatever they want to call it is going to be some big lawsuits. So do not be fooled when they say we're doing this for your safety. No, you're not. You're doing it for your bottom line. And if you can just look around and you can already see, unfortunately, the world is hella shady. Very, very sad. And for say, I got 2 bags of shrimp I brought a year ago. I'm holding on to them now for a little bit longer. That's safe. Yeah. If you have shrimp in the freezer that you already bought, that is way safer than going to the store and buying new shrimp. And this new recall, all the bags of shrimp look different. And so all these people are getting shrimp from the same place and putting it into their bags and making it their own logo, which is probably is what they do with the food. But when something like this happens, it really tells you who messed up. And I don't know if any of these bags say Gulf shrimp, but they better not. Because that's foul to be telling somebody you got Gulf shrimp and it's really from Indonesia with radioactive contamination. That is crazy. Hey, El Cheapo, girl, what's going on? What's going on? Girl, they done messed some more of the shrimp up. Okay, I'm gonna play you guys the video, the recent one where they added more shrimp to the recall list. This is where it gets wild when you see how many different brands are affected. It's crazy. And these news people need to be ashamed of themselves coming out here lying like this. But I guess they've been lying for so long. It's part of their job. Okay, and then this video was 1 day ago. So it says more recalled frozen shrimp for possible radioactive contamination following Walmart shrimp recall. Okay, let me get this video pulled up. Hey, Bridget. We got Bridget here. We got El Cheapo. It's a party. It's a party. How y'all doing today? Okay, so yes, they got some more shrimp on the recall list. It's getting scary. Emperor already said he's not eating shrimp for the next 6 months. He got a bag or two in the freezer. Do y'all have any shrimp in y'all freezer right now? I don't think I do back in Alaska, but I sure won't be buying no more. And I'm gonna stop eating shrimp for a little bit. But y'all know how I was with that bacon. I said I wasn't eating bacon no more, and I'll be eating bacon all the time. Okay, Facebook is having trouble with my screen, of course. Okay, so this is the new recall. 1 day ago, they added 13 new lot numbers. That's 13 different bags of shrimp, different brands. Here we go.
Shrimp is expanding. According to the FDA, the shrimp manufactured by Southwind Foods is being recalled because of possible radioactive contamination. So far, no illnesses have been reported. The product was sold under several brand names in multiple states, not including Georgia. So make sure that you remember that. This comes just days after Walmart's Great Value brand bagged frozen shrimp was recalled for the very same reason. The warning recovers 3 lots of Great Value raw frozen shrimp sold in 13 states, including Georgia. They all had the best by date of March 15th, 2027. If you have them, you should throw them out right away. Consumer Investigates' Liza Lucas has more.
The big question, how does radioactive and shrimp end up in the same sentence? For answers, we went to a UGA seafood specialist in Brunswick.
Since I've been in this field of work, I've not seen the term radioactive shrimp in the headlines. So that's new.
While the FDA says no shrimp in the U.S. have tested positive for the radioactive isotope called cesium-137, Customs and Border Protection detected it in shipping containers at 4 ports, including Savannah. The FDA later found it in a sample of breaded shrimp from an Indonesian supplier. Cesium-137 is created in nuclear reactions found in power plants and medical and industrial uses.
There are trace amounts of cesium-137 around the world that can be in our soil, in our water, and in our food. It's just when those levels start getting higher that it gets detected. They're going to be investigating along that supply chain all of the areas where there could have been something that fell through the cracks to create that exposure.
The FDA has now blocked further imports from that company until the source is found.
The importance is that these things do get caught and that the information is provided to the public.
The investigation continues, and while experts say there's no cause for panic, they do hope that this serves as a reminder to consumers to know how to check lot numbers and sign up for those recall alerts. You can find a list of the impacted lot numbers in this case in our story on 11alive.com.
Wow. She said she don't even know how this happened. She said she don't even know how this happened. She ain't seen this before. Did the video come through clear for y'all? She said she don't even know. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, did the video come through clear for y'all? Okay, so they said I'm gonna drop the link now. Anybody wants to come up? I got one more video, but we're not in no rush to get to it. I'm gonna drop the link if anybody wants to come up. She said she don't even know and she ain't never seen this before. I agree with her on that. I've never seen radioactive shrimp before. Like that's unheard of. And then I say throw them out immediately. No, you better give me my money back with playing. Roll me my money right now. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Give me my money back, bro. You did not tell me this was in here. Give me my money back ASAP. Okay, Bridget said yes. All right, I'm gonna pin that link to the top of the chat, and I'm gonna come back and read the comments in the chat. But yeah, you need to run my money back ASAP, and I don't want to hear nothing else because when I bought this shrimp, you didn't tell me about it was radioactive, which is very scary. She said, I've been working here for years and I ain't never seen this before. That's crazy. Okay, pin this. Okay, I pinned the link to the top of the chat. If anybody wants to slide on through and tell us how you feel about this, let me come back to the chat, read some of these comments because this is wild. Okay. Yeah, run me my money back ASAP. I'm not throwing nothing out, bro. And one of those bags said sandbar shrimp. What does sandbar mean? I thought that was kind of a name for like the Gulf. Yeah, we used to have shrimp farms south of Detroit, but they used to label it as Gulf cod. Yes, and when I did a video on seafood fraud, and I discovered that a lot of the labeling is not accurate and it's not correct. And then Yeshua said, throw them out or go get my money back. WTF. That's what I'm saying. I'm not throwing nothing out. And if I do, I'm bringing the receipt. You guys need to get my money back. See, I told y'all the shrimp business makes millions of dollars. They're already trying to be skimpy. Talk about something, throw it out. No, because what if somebody buys 10 bags of shrimp and it's all radioactive? You need to run my money back for the bags I bought. Bridget said, I was just about to ask if they get their money back if they throw them out. And you know what? I feel like these stores are so scandalous that I feel like if you just bring the receipt, it's not enough. I feel like you got to bring the bag of shrimp. Because y'all are so scandalous and y'all always want to save money at the stores. I feel like if I bring the receipt, it's not enough. The law says you can't return food like that. So that's why they tell you to throw it out. But then it's like the consumer eats the loss. And that was just so foul. She was like, hopefully this tells consumers to look at the recall list. I'm not saying that you guys should not be checking the recall list, but at the same time, y'all should not be selling food that's unsafe to eat. And you know it's unsafe by the stuff that they be doing overseas to grow the fish, grow the shrimp. Ooh, I'm so mad about this, y'all. And then they said this is only found in nuclear bombs. What the hell are y'all doing over there? Somebody needs to go and investigate this company in Indonesia, and they need to get an inside scoop so that we can talk about it. Y'all know how they be having those hidden cameras? And the Empress said, yes, this isotope is very dangerous, like I said the other day. I have hazardous material certifications. Yeah, somebody needs to do a hidden camera in this shrimp farm. There might already be videos out. I might have to look that up. I used to clean up the nuclear stuff found inside smoke detectors. That's a crazy job, Emperor. How did you get into a job like that? And I didn't know there was nuclear stuff inside smoke detectors, but I believe you. Hey, yeah, I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up. Yeah, this is so crazy. Emperor said, I know what happened. The shrimp is grown on a farm using water from nuclear power plants and nuclear medicine facilities. That water is dirt cheap. But my thing is this, for none of the shrimp to be deformed or to look anything different, in my opinion, those shrimps have been in that nuclear water for a long time. Where now that they're immune to it, how do the shrimp look totally fine? But if you eat it, they tell you to go to the doctor. Is that not crazy, y'all?
Hey, what up?
What's going on, Rip? What's going on?
I'm doing good though. How are you doing? I'm just chilling now, just coming up here for a bit before I head to sleep.
You definitely sound like you are going to sleep very, very soon. What's going
Mm,
on, Brandon? What's going on, Brandon? Brandon, are you gonna come up here and tell us the stats on these shrimps?
sure, go ahead.
Drip, do you eat shrimp a lot? Like,
No, but
how do you
I'm
feel
not
about all
big.
this?
I don't know. It's kind of surprising. I guess it is what it is. I'm not big on shrimp to be real with you. The only way to make me eat shrimp is you have to bread it though. Add the bread, breaded shrimp. Make it fried and breaded, then I'll eat shrimp. I'm not eating shrimp by itself though. The only way to make me eat shrimp is like basically cover it in the breaded stuff.
Yeah, I think you said that last time. I remember you talking about that. You only do uh, breaded shrimp. They tested a batch of breaded shrimp, and that's where they found. And then radioactive shrimp, Bridget, is pretty much stuff they were using for nuclear bombs and all that. The shrimp is dangerous to eat. It's a
Mm,
whole. It's
yeah.
got chemicals in it.
Okay, but for me, the only thing I prefer to eat is salmon or cod, though. I've always been that way. I'm very picky since the day I was a baby. When I was being fed feed and stuff like that as a baby, I've always been picky, though, growing up, always. And I've never changed.
You know what? I don't know if this is why you're picky, but I have a nephew that has autism, and he's
Yeah,
a very picky eater as well. So I don't know if that's
I
why
just
you're
love
picky,
to.
but he can't
No,
eat
it
like
is
certain
actually.
colors.
It is actually true, actually. That is why I'm actually like that. It's part of neurodivergency. I just like what I like and what I taste. I can give it a go if I want, but then sometimes it's going to be hard to convince me to let me, it's going to be hard to convince me to change my mind. I understand. When you said that, yeah, that actually is true.
Yeah, and then like when my sister, hey F&M, when my sister would give him gummy bears, he would pick out certain colors. But even now,
Gummy just,
he's like 12 and he's very picky as well.
No, not for everything. Only certain food I'm very picky. Anything else I can eat though. Gummy bears, I don't care about color, man. I can eat the entire thing, man. When it comes to halal gummy bears, I'm gonna eat all of it, man. Literally. So I don't care about color when it comes to gummy. When it comes to gummy stuff, I don't care.
Yeah. Hey, how's everybody doing though? But do you know if the shrimp in the UK is like, do you have a place like, you know how we have Florida and like Louisiana where they like they're big on seafood? Do you guys have anywhere like that in the UK where it's like you can
Probably.
go here for fresh seafood?
Yeah, probably though actually. Yeah, there is probably. It's just I don't it's not that I don't know, it's just I've not been there that type of stuff. There probably is though actually. There's a lot of sushi spots too though actually. Big on seafood there though. Probably more in the coastal area they might do that though. Me, I'm more like in the southeast mostly though, I'm more southeast to be honest though. And that's where I am, more a countryside, small town type of things. I say southeast, so it can be anywhere in southeast. The real reason I will never say where is because you know what people's like on here, man. If I tell where I
Yeah,
live,
Drip. Hey,
come after
look.
me.
I agree with you, Drip. That's why people say, "Oh, what side of town you in? Where you at?" I'm not giving you guys my location. especially if I'm going live. I'm not giving you my location on live. They were like,
Yeah,
"What airport
yeah.
you at? Which side? Which wing?" You're not finna trick me up out of my spot. If I'm in a grocery store, I'm not gonna tell you my exact precise location because people are crazy. You gotta
No, I
think
know.
about these things,
If
and
I
I
had to
even said
give
it on
the
my
area
live.
I'm in, no, you know what I do though? Sometimes though, you know what I say though? I say, where am I from? I say I'm either from UK or I say I'm from London. Even though London, UK is the same thing, but they say, where are you from in UK? I say I'm from London. And that's not really a lie, because that's technically true. It's just I don't live in London no more, but I was born there. So if I say I'm from London, no, that's technically the truth, because I ain't lying when I'm saying I'm not when I'm not. I don't stay in London, but that doesn't mean no. Wherever I
Mm,
go, I'm not gonna. That's who I'm always gonna be. The way place I grew up, I get you on that though. Or like
yeah,
basically, when I say when I say which area I'm in, I give a very estimated. I give you an estimate. Estimated. Area basically. So
yeah.
if I
I'll
say
give
like
you a general
southeast or
area.
west, if I say southeast or if I say west or east, basically, I just give you the direction. So it means it can be anywhere. So if I say southeast, it can just be anywhere.
Yeah, and I tell people hey, I'm not giving you my precise location. If I rock with you and I have your number, I may text you, but I'm not gonna sit on live and be like, I'm here, 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 knowing I'm gonna be there for the next 2 hours. It's like, is that not smart for me, especially as a woman? Like, people are crazy. But Bridget
No,
asked a
no.
really good
But
question.
yeah, but for me, in order to do that, though, it's not that like even if we cool like that and we talk and stuff like that, it's not that I'm not willing to trust. It's just that like let's say which location stuff like that though is if I actually met the let's say in general you and BB face to face, that's one thing though. It's not that the only reason I won't say which location and stuff like that a bit is because I actually got to get to know more. Yeah, we were kind of cool here and we know each other like that, but it's just like I have to have a period of time where actually I knew you in real life. Though. I'm saying in general, you know what I mean? No, I have to actually know the person in real life, like face to face, and we know each other in real life and stuff like that, like that type of thing. So that you know. It's not about trust. It's just about like precaution. It's what people's like nowadays because you know what people've done nowadays. So that is why you know I just rather before actually, going anywhere with anybody is just have a period of time where we actually know each other like for a few years. And if you met me face to face, but who knows? If you met face to face and, got to know each other a bit there, then I'll be cool for a period of time when you know me like that. Then I'll be cool with going anywhere. It's not about that I don't trust. I can trust the person. It's just that basically I'm keeping precautions because you know what, people's like nowadays. And I'm keeping it real though.
Yeah, and F&M brings up a good point. She said, absolutely not. You see what happened to the guy in Las Vegas. And we actually reported on that story. So it was two content creators who were going back and forth. And then one of them said that they were going to be in Las Vegas. So then the other guy actually pulled up on him. And unfortunately, he unalived him and his wife. So it's like you do have to be very careful with the whole location thing while you're still in that spot.
Yeah, see, like who knows though, basically. If he ever came EP and stuff like that, who knows? I'll be real with you though. It's not that I won't tell you where I'm at though. And say if I was in London. And who knows, if I just basically walk into you whenever you're there or wherever you're at and stuff. Let's say if we walk into each other, I'd be okay with that to be honest. Because it's just like, unexpected surprise basically. That's a different story. But actually telling, nah man, I actually have to get to know, you know, in general, you and me and stuff like that have to know each other in real life. It's not about not trusting it. Trust is there. The only difference is though, you just know me here though. On flying, no, I don't think so at the moment. But let's say if we actually talked as well offline, off here as well, that's still something different. But I mean, what I meant by that is like face to face type thing.
Yeah, definitely. But it's when you're on live, I don't tell people your location if you can, not tell them. And then you gotta be
I would
careful.
never tell.
But you gotta
I
be
would never
careful
tell.
being in somewhere like Vegas because Vegas is a spot where it's like everyone knows, and so you gotta just be careful. And then Bridget asked a really good question. She said, "You think they could be affecting the fish by making weapons for war?" I definitely think that's a good point. And I wish Emperor said he's coming right back, but Emperor will be I know he has a great perspective on that. But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think, even like when they have like the oil spills and they spill some of the oil, it does affect uh the animals, so that's a good point.
Yeah, this is interesting everywhere with you when it comes to this type of thing, though, man. Like, wow. Like, they're looking at the. I just know that to me, the way it is, I'm just observing, man. Cause look, I'm just a foreigner who's just observing from the outside looking in that thing. No, I just gotta have to hear more about it before I actually give my full perspective on this type thing. Cause I want to get all the details first, then I can speak on what God speak on. But if I am just like, I'm just into me right now, it's just very interesting at the moment. Cause like also to me in a way, like let's say even if like if it's happening there, I know it's gonna happen where I'm at someday though, because it's like, in a technical sense, whether people want to admit it or no, like we're basic, it's like technically tied together type situation type thing, just technically tied together type thing. Not literally, but in a technical sense, it's like a technical tied type of thing though. So I keep it real with you on that though. That's why. I'm just like, you know, like that's I have to observe as well. Cause if just because it doesn't happen where I'm at yet, doesn't mean it's not gonna happen though. So I just know, one day it's gonna happen. I ain't wishing the worst case, but it's truth though. Cause just because it happens in one place doesn't mean it's gonna not happen where I'm at one day. And that's why I'm just, observing. So then I just know how to actually deal with that type of thing. So to me, it's just interesting at the moment right now.
Yeah, definitely feel like we got to be safe, whether that's where we're at or even what we're eating, because there's a lot of recalls being issued on the shrimp right now. And one of the things that's kind of scary is like if you're someone who doesn't really pay attention or and stuff like that, I don't trust these stores. I feel like they could be selling more brands, or you can just go in there buy a lot of shrimp and you can get home, cook it, and something could happen. But that's why you got to be aware of what's going on, of your surroundings, what you're eating, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you on that type of thing. Oh, I be with you. I keep it. Yeah, I feel you on that type of shrimp type thing. For me, I'm not that big on shrimp. For me, the type of fish I like though is more like cod and salmon, and I can technically apply that same situation to cod and salmon. You never know what cod and salmon you're buying though, and you can technically apply that same situation to that.
That is true. And in this live stream that I did probably a year ago, I actually talked about seafood fraud. So in this video, they were saying that other white fish is really being replaced with tilapia and or with cheaper brands of fish, and they're selling it at a higher profit margin, and a lot of these fish are coming from overseas. So you're okay, cousin. You're right about that. About it could not be the right thing, and it's like if you're unless you're like a fish connoisseur, you're really not gonna be able to tell.
Mm-hmm. Also, though, as well, when you say fish overseas, that's because they eat it over there because their body's used to that type of thing. Doesn't mean, my body or your body is used to it. Because, we're used to a certain type of fish, a certain type of water, for example, right? Our bodies are used to a certain type, right? And if we actually go overseas and drink out of their natural stuff, we're going to get sick because our bodies aren't used to that. just because they drink out of it is because their body's used to it, though, They built the immunity. Their body's built to that immunity. They built the immunity in their body when they were younger and they're used to drinking that type of thing. That's why, you know, it's okay for them to drink natural stuff. For us, we have to buy water when we're overseas, though, because, you know, we're not we're not used to that type of water, and if we drink the water we'll get sick because our body's rejecting whatever's going inside. That's why you get sick if you drink natural water from other countries, though, and you have to buy water instead. I know, because I was thinking about doing it, but then I was told not to do it, so I was like, thank God they told me.
Yeah, I have never been overseas myself, but I've heard this a lot about how we have to buy bottled water, and then I heard that there's like a series of shots that you have to get just because like their environment is different than our environment. And then Bridget said
Mhm.
so many brands making lab made meats, farm fish, etc. It's horrible. It is. And people who want to go vegetarian, I kind of get it, but the vegetables getting kind of scary too, in my opinion.
No, I feel you. The only reason I know is because I have actually traveled myself. I've been overseas many times before, literally traveled growing up. So I just know. I just know. And
Are
also
you
the thing,
able to drink the water in the UK, or do you still have to do the bottled water thing, or only when you travel
no,
to
in
other
the
countries?
No, in the UK, I can drink natural water. I can drink out of the taps in the UK. Natural water, I can drink out of that in the UK. Outside the UK, I have to buy bottled water, though, because I cannot drink natural water in other countries like in Europe and other places, though. Can't even drink out the natural water in Pakistan, no. In Pakistan, no. Just because my family over there could drink their water does not mean I can. Because just because they're my family and I have some of, they're my bloodline now, basically, doesn't mean my natural body is going to accept it. Because I'm gonna get sick if I do it, though. I just know. So outside the UK, I ain't allowed to drink the natural water, though. That's why. Outside of it, I can't, but inside I can, because the only reason inside UK I can drink out of the taps and the natural water in the UK is because I was born here and I've already built up the immunity to drink the water here.
Wow, Bridget said yes, the veggies are affected as well. How about they say organic is not really even organic? Now I do believe this. It all goes back to the mislabeling. It's crazy. Empress said KFC's, Popeyes, and churches all get their chicken from the same lab. It's all lab grown meat. I believe this because how is that chicken so tender and perfectly cooked the same way every time?
Mm, okay, yeah, but also it doesn't matter whether it's made in lab or natural chicken, you still have to cook it properly because you're gonna get salmonella poisoning. Because if you undercook chicken, you're gonna get sick, and it's called salmonella poisoning. Because that's what you're getting sick from undercooked chicken. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your chicken is frozen or if it's, real, natural chicken. No, it doesn't matter though. You still have to cook it properly.
Empress said, yes, that is very true, Drip. Regular and organic are all grown in the same contaminated dirt, soil, and water, and probably handled in the same facilities, too. And then Bridget said, yep, Kojak. That's why Jamie Foxx said it's in the chicken in that movie. I have heard that Church's chicken, somebody was telling me that they used to put something in the bones of the chicken. So I've heard that before from a couple of different people now.
Mm,
And Empress said, "Yep. Every time I have KFC now, I get sick of the stomach. I get sick of the stomach. It's that fake meat. I'm used to real meat. But how do we know if the meat that is in the stores is real?"
Yeah, but the type of meat I have to eat is halal meat, or I can eat the vegan substitute. I have to eat halal meat for a reason. It's because, the way it's caught and everything. Halal meat is better, in my opinion, though. That's just probably me, though. Everyone else can beg to differ. If you taste halal meat, though, trust me, it's really good, though. That's why, I've just stuck with it, though. So, halal meat. And also, for me, though, where I'm at, though, in UK, though, it's known for chicken shops. Other than fish and chips or fish and fries, though, it's also known for chicken spots. So wherever you go in London, wherever you go in UK, you'll find a chicken spot there. It's known for it, man.
What's up, Brandon? And okay, Drip, thank you for sharing that with us. What's up, Brandon?
How y'all doing? Can
I'm
y'all hear
doing
me
good,
well?
though. I
You
hear
sound a
you,
little
man.
bit far away, but let me see if I can turn my sound up.
So
What
far
you
Okay.
got
away.
going on, Brandon?
Brandon, it's
Oh
nice to see
man,
you,
I'm
sir.
what's up, free ass? I'm
Hey, what up,
building
bro?
on my trailer
Okay,
and
that's
making it
cool.
longer.
Okay, I feel you, bro. But look, though, I gotta go now because it's getting late for me. It's nice to see you again, though, after a while, man. But I'll probably talk to you another time, man. I've gotta go to sleep.
All right, Drip, thank you so much for coming up. Have a good rest. It's got to be late as heck over there because it's 7 o'clock where I'm at.
Yeah, it's probably 12. No, I know it's gonna sound bad. It sounds like 12 a.m. in the morning, so I'm out of here. Bye.
All right. Okay, how do you feel about this, Brandon? Have you heard this as well? Emperor said churches used to inject stuff into the bone marrow of their chicken.
Yeah. Well, man, you really don't want to know what goes on with your food in America. There's a reason why most of our food is banned in almost every other country. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, yeah, we hear you. We hear you. We let you
Oh, my
preach.
bad. I'm just I got these headphones on and I'm trying to freaking weld the trailer. I'm trying to find my wrench.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes, our food is banned around the world for a reason.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like we talk about all the epidemics we have in the U.S., but we ignore the main one, the most deadly one, the one that kills everybody, and I mean everybody. And yeah, I mean the most deadly epidemic we have in America is our diet. If um, the top four causes of death in the U.S. are food related: uh, heart disease, cancer, diabetes. Those are dietary diseases. You don't see other countries dying from them, those diseases. In the 1980s and the 70s, they were called diseases of affluence. If
Yeah,
I don't find my wrench, if I don't find my wrench, I'm gonna be madder than a midget with a yo-yo. But let me tell you what makes me happier than a whore with health care. The fact that you finally done moved down here and
I will break your heart, Brandon. I'm going back to the north.
you ain't.
Yeah.
I'll start a blockade. You ain't messing with my food.
Look, I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm gonna come back down here though, but I'm gonna go back to the north.
What you
And
want to leave? What you want to leave for?
kind of got my home there. I want to finish where I started, but I do want to move to the south. Eventually. I need to be down here with some color folks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you definitely won't find a lot in Alaska.
I know. And one thing I
This,
do love about the South is seeing people that look like me.
yeah. I mean, it must get old seeing polar bears every day.
I don't even see polar bears every day except for when I go to the zoo. But do you mean white people? they
No,
be I see a lot of them though.
I would have said good. I would have said good credit polar bears.
I see a lot of them though. But you know what? It is nice seeing all these different black people. It's like wow.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. Well, back to what you were talking about. Um, One of the things we got to do in America is get our diets under control. It doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter if your shrimp is radioactive. Um, One of the things that kill us in America is meat. That's probably the main thing that kills us. Um, we have you know, back in the early 1900s, America was obsessed with protein and getting a lot of protein. They, protein comes from the word proteose, which means of prime importance. Now, the protein molecule was discovered by Dr. Gerhard Muller. He was a Dutch chemist. Ever since he did that, um, everybody, America championed protein, but the RDA for protein is only about um, 36 grams for women and like 42 for men. Now, back in the early 1900s, they adjusted this to about 100, which was obviously false. And I would, you could logically assume through the advent of modern technology and science and the invention of the electron microscope, where we were able to analyze our molecular constituency and the atom and protons, neutrons, electrons, magnetic fields, stuff like that. So our science got better and we gained a more comprehensive understanding of our various pathologies and epidemiology. But yeah, um, we got to get the most pressing issue in America right now. It's not just radioactive shrimp. You got a bigger problem. It's everything we eat. It's toxic. Um, that's why I like Robert F.K. He's trying to get our food somewhat edible.
Do
Let me
you
know if I'm
think?
hollering too much. I'm trying to fix the stupid trailer.
You know what? I don't think I've ever really heard you holler or get mad. You're very like level headed. Now I have seen Coach
Yeah.
Bird holler before. Do you think our food will ever change?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think you probably will see that if you actually move back to Alaska, but that remains to be seen. I don't think that's going to happen since I'm going to employ the police to put a blockade on Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. And if your ass try to go somewhere, they're going it's going to send a notification. It's going to be an Amber Alert.
You crazy? Look,
I mean, what you want
The
to?
South don't need me.
What you
Y'all
talking
don't.
about?
Y'all don't need me down here.
We
Y'all need
hungry.
God.
Yeah,
Y'all
we hungry. Yeah, we do
look.
need God. You went to Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta right now.
Did you see all those little pansy boys down there?
You know what? I have not seen those people that y'all were talking about wearing cowboy boots and booty shorts. I have
Yeah.
not seen those people. Maybe I have not gone to that area, but I'm really not in any rush.
Yeah, one of the things I hate, I can't stand an effeminate male. I can't stand it. I'm sorry. I was raised by my father. I had the father in the house. I just can't stand it. It's disgusting to me. Sorry, sue me. But I completely understand that everybody deserves they there's a certain level of humanity to keep as well. So I'm not stupid, you know. Um, God commanded me to love everybody. So guess what? I'm gonna do what God say. I'm gonna love everybody. I got all kinds of friends, gay friends and wicked friends, and I got I got friends from the cast of Friends. Jennifer Aniston, she's one of my best friends. I used to go with her a long time ago.
Man, you
In
lying
my mind.
now. Where
Yeah.
is Lennox Mall at? Is that in Atlanta?
Say what?
I ain't. Empress said if you went to Lennox Mall, you would see them there strong. And I said, is Lennox
You ain't gotta
Mall
go
in
to Lennox
Atlanta?
Mall. You just go on. You can't throw a football without hitting one of them in the head. Ow! What is this piggy thing that just hit me in the head?
Look,
Yeah,
but you know what? This world is
I got
getting
the.
crazy.
My first arrest was because of a gay dude. I beat the dog crap out of him.
What?
Yeah, almost got 10 years for it.
Really? When did this happen? I
Yeah,
mean, because you
that
don't
was
even
back.
seem like the type of person.
Well, yeah, my adrenaline was pumping. I was a hothead back then. I was a boxer and I was a bodybuilder, but I was just got done drag racing a Camaro SS with a messed up transmission. I didn't know the transmission fluid was low. I don't like automatic transmissions anyway, but I didn't end up buying that piece of junk. But yeah, I got done drag racing. The dude kept calling me, incessantly because I don't know if he really did think I was gay or something. I've always been a very good dresser, I guess, whatever that means. Eye for fashion, I guess.
So
So
you saying
I
you
say
fine and he was trying to hit on you?
907. I'm fine. I'm finer than a freckled frog hair shaved once and split twice.
Ah.
That's
Ember
right.
said he went to the mall and saw what he thought was a chick, and it was a tranny.
Oh man, those are even worse, dude. I'm sorry, I can't do the trannies. I'm sorry, sorry America. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Okay,
I
so
mean, somebody
Brandon,
got to say it. Somebody got to say it. 907. Somebody got to say it.
look, you know, look, look. That's y'all mission to say, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay,
But then
so
they always want to hit the. Y'all don't understand this phenomenon, but if you ever been to jail, a gay dude that likes you will not stop. It's not like women to where you have these certain laws that are a benefactor to you, and it's like gay dudes. They don't stop. They hit on you and they come hard in both ways. So yes, you have that problem. But a few taps to the head and they get it. I'm sorry, 907. I'm sorry. Like I took too much testosterone. I'm not going to. Uh,
but
let's
you
talk
know,
about some intellectual stuff.
but you know what I heard. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to get back to the shrimp and the food. You know
Let's
what I
talk about
heard?
depression
I
and
heard
psychomoral.
that they
What you
like
heard?
people who are straight.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I heard.
yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't get that. Oh man, 907. I got so many stories. I'm like, I keep telling them, I like women who can cook like 907. I don't want your funky ass.
they're like, I'll be at 907. I could cook. Then what you gonna
Yeah,
say?
man. Them dudes so gay they won't even eat a bowl of Lucky Charms unless it got rainbows in it.
Mm-mm. Well,
Yeah,
they got eyes, and some of y'all be looking good. I guess they said we gonna switch teams. We want
yeah.
some of them.
No, I'm good, man. Yeah, no. Like women look. And here's another phenomenon. Like women look entirely too good. Like funeral models, Mo Love, Venus.
But a lot of the women that you guys are naming are single. So don't you guys think that if you guys were with a woman or were married, it would help a little bit? Y'all out here looking good, walking around here single. They want a shot, so they're gonna shoot their shot.
Well, we good, and yeah, I'm gonna shoot my shot too, and my shot starts with Sig and ends with Sawyer.
Now, Empress,
I don't know
we
what
don't
I
talk about
listen.
nobody, but from the picture,
I
she
don't
looks
know
a nice looking person from when I seen her. You have
who.
only seen Empress said Venus ew, but she looked nice when I seen her. I saw a picture. But Trey
Who?
Kohlberg has a good point. He said you only seen pictures of these women, those women. The voice of Venus is who Emperor is talking about, I believe.
Yeah, they look amazing.
But no, I have actually seen
Like I wanna.
Mo Love actually
I like.
has some videos and some shorts where you can
Yeah,
actually see her in
yeah.
real,
She's a baddie. Yeah, she's like you. She got that caramel complexion, but you have the advantage because you can actually cook, and yeah, we need that. We need some cook. We need that cooking down here in the South.
Look, I be hearing what y'all be saying, but I saw this post on Facebook where this girl was saying she was a chef, and she was like, "My mom used to always tell me that food was a way to a man's heart," and she was like, "That was always
Yes.
it, because I'm single as a
Listen,
dollar bill."
when y'all
So
understand that, well, yeah.
I
I
was
mean,
like, I kind of get what she's saying there because it's like you looking around, you're like, I don't see nobody. So
listen.
I get what she was saying.
If you still wondering why you single in 2025, um, 907. Come on now. So
Well,
you need to come through South Carolina. Let me holler at you.
I was about to say, I thought you were about to say Atlanta. I said, no, I was watching the news. I heard y'all
Oh
got the
yeah.
alphabet down here that start with the H.
I'm sorry.
I
I
heard
missed that.
they in Atlanta. I heard the H was on the rise or something like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
you're right.
Atlanta.
How you come where you at?
Atlanta is now the top place for AIDS in the entire U.S. and I think it's actually closer to the world now. Actually,
Oh wow.
that study was done a few years ago, and as a consequence of modernity, one could rationally expect that number to rise. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's like
looking
I don't want to
crazy.
harp. I don't want to harp on the the fudge packer community too much. I want to talk about some other things that deserve our attention.
Yes, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, like the shrimp,
Yeah,
like the food that you were talking about, Brandon. And one of the things
yeah,
that we have to talk about is how, the food is getting people sick. You're seeing a lot of these
yeah.
diseases that are on the rise are more prevalent. Like we all know somebody that has diabetes. We all know somebody that has cancer. So you have to look at the common denominator and say,
And what
what
is
could
it?
it be?
And what is a common denominator?
I think it would definitely be food, and like Emperor said,
Exactly.
TV dinners. A lot of this
No, yeah,
instant food that people that we see all the fast food and all that stuff. I think it has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. Cancer is a dietary disease. Diabetes is a dietary disease. Heart disease is a dietary disease. It can be argued now through um, empirical data that Alzheimer's is a dietary disease. There's incredibly strong evidence to suggest that that's true as well. And my source for that is the China study with Dr. T. Colin Campbell, which was a joint venture of the American American Institute for Cancer Research, the National Institute of Health, Cornell, Oxford University. So the China study was the largest epidemiological study ever conducted in the U.S. We gained a comprehensive understanding of human epidemiology back in 1950 with you better not escape my mind now. The Framingham study. I'm sorry. We first learned of the biomarkers that cause our various illnesses. So but you have another problem that's outstanding, 907, and that's greed. you know if you look at the money that the food industry makes, and that coincides with the pharmaceutical industries, there's a trifecta between those two and government. um, we see that um, let me address the point I made with the cheeseburger laws. I don't know if you're familiar with that, are you?
No, I'm not. And let me try to find that comment and see if I saved it. Because I
Yeah,
was kind of wondering what you were talking about when you said the cheeseburger law. I was like, I don't know if Brandon is joking right now or if Brandon is serious.
yeah. Okay, so back in about 2015, one guy got arrested for breaking into, I think it was either Tyson or Smithfield Foods and Farming. They were he filmed the you know extraordinary cruelty that the animals were suffering and do continue to suffer. I've seen the videos myself. We got a big old Smithfield chicken farm out here. I have a video of a baby chicken with his head grown upside down. You want to talk about shrimp? Oh, no, 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 no. You wait till you see the chickens.
I
But
heard
yeah,
about that before.
he got arrested, and here's what America has to understand: the power of these lobbyist groups. Listen, America doesn't make our laws; the lobbyists and the corporate interests do. Smithfield literally got the law changed. It was either Smithfield or Tyson, one of them. So they changed the law and made it illegal to film, and it was, this tantamount to a federal crime. So yeah, you could face a lot of years. If you look at all of the crime, quote unquote, that the food industry has done, um, you'll look at the Bloods and Crips and think that they're a charity organization. Do yourself a favor, go on the Securities and Exchange Commission website, SEC, and look at all the fraud busts that they um, um, find people with every year. Guess who's the number one? Pharmaceutical industries are
I
every single
believe
year.
you.
Johnson and Johnson, Procter and Gamble, fraud, 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 fine, fine, $250,000, 2.5 mil. And I learned about this in college. So yeah, it's like if you want to know the most dangerous mafias that you've ever met, they would be your food industries and they would be your pharmaceutical industries. Don't worry about MS-13. MS-13. Name one person that got messed up by MS-13. On the other hand, Procter and Gamble and all these other, you know, Smithfield, Tyson, Kraft, they're out here killing millions. Did you know the number three? And this is by Doctor. It's a female, and I forgot her name, and I have it saved as a reference, but she was the one that brought this to light. The number three cause of death in America is medical malpractice. So the hospitals. Oh man, what's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. God bless her soul. She's an incredible doctor, but she brought this attention to this. I think back in the may have been the 80s. But yeah, I'm just giving a brief vignette about what I know based on the empirical data that I've ascertained through various readings. So thought I'd elucidate that, and uh, yeah, that would give light to what you're seeing right now. So yeah. Oh, let me address one point about cancer. Do we have a cure? Yes and no. Um, our government, about the in around the 1970s, we started actually doing these um, scientific studies on the human cell and how we synthesize protein. We learned that animal protein exacerbates the enzymatic activity within the cell, and the only thing that seemed to cure it or completely kill it was a diet that's heavy on vegetables, plants, cruciferous vegetables. When you eat a vegetable raw, you release a chemical compound called isothiocyanates. And this was, I learned about this from Dr. Uh, Joel Furman, I'm sorry. Um, Now, on the other hand, a lot of people say, okay, well, what's a safe meat to eat? Well, they asked me, is it organic? Is it grass-fed beef or this and that? It doesn't matter. All meat, when you cook it, releases a chemical compound called uh, uh, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. So that is cancerous. So oh, and heterocyclic amines too. Yeah, those are the two big ones, cancer causing agents in meat. Um, we meat. See, we have to understand biology. We have to understand the human cell. You really want to understand food and how your body synthesizes and metabolizes the nutrients you get. You have to understand the human cell. You know the molecular activity that is an involved chemical process, but this is the effects that you're seeing now. So basic biology can you know um, it could help us understand what's going on right now.
Brandon, so let me ask you this. How do you
Yeah,
feel? And I feel like there's a lot of stuff that humans don't understand about our bodies, and that's how these companies are able to get over on us. But how do you feel about
yeah.
a portion of, or so much of the seafood coming from overseas?
No matter where it comes from. I mean,
Why?
like, yeah. I mean,
Explain why
that's
you think that. Because the people in Louisiana and the Gulf were saying the reason this is happening is because it's coming from overseas where it's less regulated. So
no, 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 no. Um, your biggest listen. I just told you the food industry in America. Okay, as a consequence of our food being banned in almost every country, um, it would the logical entailment of that would be, hey, if food is coming in from those countries, then it would be uh, safer, right?
I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
deductive reasoning, right? I mean,
Hmm.
inductive reasoning. That's inductive reasoning. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, you know, um, yeah. I mean, like, heck, if from anecdotal experience, going over to, I just got back from Puerto Rico. The food is unbelievable down there. It's fresh. It's non-GMO, which is cancerous, by the way. Um, I live in Clemson, right? So Clemson, a few years ago, they've extracted lizard DNA and the regenerative properties of that molecular process to then alter the DNA of plants to help them grow faster crops. So that's one of the things they do to make crops go faster. I'm not lying either.
Wow.
Look it up. Yeah. So yeah, it's like however creative way they can think of to kill you, they will. These food industries.
You gotta say allegedly, Randy. You always trying to get somebody in trouble. But
Oh
you
my
know,
bad.
you got a good point though. We're saying that the people from Louisiana and Florida were saying that this is why we need to get the food from the Gulf and Louisiana. But you're right. These
Yeah.
companies that are already here are not doing no better than
No,
what's going
no
on.
better at all. Matter of fact, they're actually doing worse, far worse.
And maybe the reason why they do stuff like this is to get the attention off of them. Because now we're all looking at
No,
Indonesia, but let's just
well,
be real, like you say, it's everybody.
yeah, it's just basic capitalism is profit. Profit doesn't have humanity.
And that's so sad because it's like, how much money do you guys need?
It's like if you've ever studied the psychology of people who get a lot of money, it becomes addictive and they can't stop. Blah de da. You look at the studies. Um, that's a well studied phenomenon. Yeah, you actually become borderline psychopathic,
But they do
which is why you
say,
see psychopaths and sociopaths often making the most money in the U.S. Shout out Donald Trump.
they do say money is the root of all evil, and it's
No, the
it's
lack of money
sad.
is the root of all.
I think both. I think both can be the root of all evil. I've seen evil people on both sides, but it's just really sad, like what people are willing to do to each other for money, and then it's weird because like in the end, no one's ever happy. So it's what it seems like.
Yeah, there's a scripture in the Bible: when you get your money, honestly, God will add no sorrow to it. Ain't no rest for the wicked.
Yeah,
Yeah, mess around like that if you want to, but some consequences will catch up with your ass.
yeah, and then
And
you
if I
be
don't
sitting
find this
in
master
jail,
tape, I'm gonna be pissed.
and then you're gonna be sitting in jail mad
That's right.
because it's the same thing with like,
Unless you're from Atlanta, then you might actually enjoy your time there.
and you know what? They got big jails and big prisons everywhere you go, but.
Yeah, those are the ones you want to go to. Those small ones are the ones that are messed up. Trust me, I've heard. All right, Miss 907. Well, I gotta let you go. It was good talking to you. Time for me to get welding.
All right, Brandon, you be safe out there.
I sure
Be
will. We'll
careful.
see y'all.
Be careful. You have any final thoughts before you get up out of here?
My final thoughts would be that Americans need to stop believing everything they hear in the media and actually use critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to evaluate a logical claim using reason, logic, and evidence. So, um, everything they say in the media is not exactly what I would call truth. Matter of fact, we see um, a lot of okay, well, that's another subject for another day, but they like to sensationalize stuff. But yeah, let me get up out of here. I got to get working.
All right, Brandon, thank you for coming up. We'll see you next time.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, Foodie Gang. So that is Brandon. We had Drip come up here. We are talking about how more radioactive shrimp has been recalled and has been added to the recall list. When this first started 5 days ago, we had 3 lot numbers, and they were saying that it was only great value shrimp. What has happened now is that another company in California and a Florida based company have recalled various brands of shrimp, adding to that radioactive shrimp recall list. And I played 2 videos already. I do have one more video here that I want to play with you guys. But in the meantime, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, support the channel as well. Support the channel as well. So, shrimp is being recalled all over the US. And I honestly, what I predict is that this is not the end of what we are seeing here. And pretty soon it's going to be a lot. But like Brandon said, just because our shrimp is coming from outside of the US, well, we got to think. And this is a point that I never thought about myself, is that a lot of our food around the world is banned. So the food that tells you that the food that's being produced here is no safer than the food that's being shipped in. And I never thought about that. That's a really, really good point. So I don't know what the answer is for the seafood industry or for the shrimp. I don't know what the answer is because he makes a really good point. Just that the food just ain't good, and it's not safe to eat. So here's another video that I have. This is frozen shrimp recall sparks safety concerns as local shrimpers and lawmakers demand action. And so they are also saying that the way to fix this issue is to get seafood from here. That is their answer to this issue. Let me actually fix this. I don't know if that's the answer, but that's what they are saying now. And this issue has kind of put the fire under them to demand action. So I'm going to play this video. It may be kind of gritty due to the Wi-Fi, but let's see what they got to say.
Southwind Food recalls several of its frozen shrimp products after possible exposure to a radioactive chemical. So while that shrimp was not distributed in Louisiana, the latest recall comes on the heels of Walmart recalling frozen shrimp from Indonesia. As Tantrong reports, local shrimpers and lawmakers say more must be done to improve seafood safety.
Walmart is recalling its Great Value brand shrimp sold in Louisiana and 12 other states. The concern is over shrimp that Walmart bought from Indonesia could be contaminated with a chemical called cesium-137.
You get a Walmart brand, you think it's not from America and domestic, and it's really not.
According to the FDA, repeated low-dose exposure to cesium-137 can lead to an elevated risk for cancer.
food safety should be number one in this country. They always said that, but that's not really the facts.
A.C. Cooper is a lifelong shrimper from Plaquemines Parish and head of the Louisiana Shrimp Association. For years, local shrimpers have been pushing federal officials to increase testing on imported seafood, which they say is crippling competition through low pricing.
You know, the industry needs the help. We need this stuff to get out of here. And look, if you're going to sell American public shrimp, it needs to be good shrimp. And that's something that we've been screaming for a long time.
The concern over contaminated imported seafood is not new. Back in 2019, a Lee Zurich investigation focused on how only a tiny percentage of the billions of pounds of imported shrimp is tested. And when testing was done, 12% of the samples were deemed unsafe.
If they tested more, how much more would they find?
Potentially. I mean, if you extrapolate it from the sample, it becomes a pretty big number pretty quickly.
We should be testing much more vigorously.
In a rare bipartisan team-up, two Louisiana congressmen, Democrat Troy Carter and Republican Clay Higgins, are pushing a bill to require the FDA to destroy imported food that poses a public health risk. Carter says too little is being done to keep tainted imports from resurfacing.
Under current law, a person goes to port, it's rejected because it isn't proper, it's illegal, and then they just take it and go somewhere else to try to sell it, oftentimes making itself into a secondary market.
Louisiana shrimpers and lawmakers say until more action is taken against imported seafood, our safest bet is to buy what's caught domestically. In New Orleans, Tan Trung, Fox 8 Local.
So there you have it. The Louisiana shrimpers are saying that the only way to ensure that we have safe seafood is to make sure that we purchase seafood from Louisiana and from here. Now, when Brandon came up on the panel, he raised a really good point that food is from here and it's not safe. So just because something is from here, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be safer. And who's to say that the seafood from Louisiana is safer? Now, it may be better, but we also know that the history is kind of tainted from the food that is, available to us U.S. citizens. So I just don't know what the answer is here. But I'm kind of with Emperor when he said that he didn't want to eat shrimp for the next 6 months. And he's kind of right about that. Now, a lot of our seafood is imported from overseas because it is cheaper. And I think the root of this whole problem is greed. That's kind of what it seems like is the problem, is the greed. So I don't know what the answer is, but I know this. I am not going to be eating shrimp for a minute. Because all this has, when you hear something bad or you see something, it kind of just grosses you out. I feel like this has kind of made it not as appetizing for me. As far as the shrimp goes and all the information that we're hearing and all the recalls, it's just too much. And I honestly predict that I will be back here again with more reporting on this. I may just drop a video. Hold on, y'all. Y'all thought somebody was knocking at the door. But yeah, I don't know what the answer is. But I know this. I'm good on some shrimp right now. They done ruined it for me, talked all about it. So we did a live stream on the first recall. This was when Walmart had just recalled shrimp due to radioactive contamination. This is our second live stream that we've done on it because more radioactive shrimp is being recalled as we speak. And then what he said about the fact that they know that something is wrong with the seafood and they don't destroy it, they kind of send it back so it can be packaged under another name. That was a little bit crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, huh. But It's kind of crazy. And I wonder if this ingredient or this radioactive isotope has been found in fresh shrimp, or is it only in the frozen one? I kind of want to know a little bit more about that. But like I said, I predict that we are going to be back here with some more recalls and all that stuff. Um, I think that's it for this live stream. We're going to get ready to wrap this up. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the live stream that I did from earlier today. Check out the first recall live stream. Shout out to everybody that hit the panel. Thank y'all for coming up so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for rocking out in the chat. Shout out to all the moderators and all the members of this channel as well. I will be back here tomorrow to talk about something. We're going to see what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about something. So I think I'm going to hit y'all with the outro video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace. Foodie gang, gang, gang. 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 This is Chef Big Bank. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and leave a comment down below. Join the channel and receive exclusive perks, emojis, and so much more. I will see y'all on the next one. Don't forget, Foodie Gang Gang Gang. Foodie Gang